I'm gonna show you guys how to evaluate a deal in a matter of minutes. How about it can even be done on a napkin? That easy.
When you see a great deal, you better be ready to snatch it up. If you're not ready, somebody else will be. Even the great Warren Buffett said, if you need to use a calculator or a computer to make the calculations, you shouldn't buy it.
I've already covered this before. We got 5 different topics here. One of them is the 1% rule. If you're wondering what I mean by that, let's take a look at this deal.
Here we have 5 duplexes. Each duplex has 2 doors. That gives you a total of 10 tenants paying rent. In 2019, these were for sale for $325,000. Each tenant was paying $550 a month. This is all the information you need for the 1% rule. The rent was $550 per door, but you got 10 doors. Easy enough at a zero. So next up, you're going to need the total cost. Remember, in 2019, that total cost was $325,000. You only need 1% of that, so all you have to do is slide the decimal spots back 2 spots. For this one, we didn't even need a napkin. This was obviously a great deal. $5,500 is definitely greater than $3,250.
Next up, we got the gross rent multiplier. It's real simple. You got all the information there you need as well for this one.
To get your gross rent multiplier, you take your fair market value divided by your annual gross rent. We know the asking price of $325,000. We know the monthly rent is $5,500, but we need annual gross rent. So $5,500 times 12.
This is how my brain works when I see $5,500 times 12. I'll see $5,500 times 10, which is $55,000. Then I see 2 times $5,500 is $11,000. So then I add those two together. I know it's $66,000.
So we're going to take our asking price of $325,000 and divide it by $66,000. This comes out to 4.9 to 5%.
So now that you know the GRM, why is it important? So in this example, our GRM is 5. I know 4.9, 5. Just call it 5. How is that useful? What we can do is take that GRM, compare it to other similar properties in that area. When I found this property, everything around me was a 10 multiplier. So at $66,000 annual gross rent, that would be $660,000 is what these things should be selling for. These people are ready to get out. $325,000, that's a steal. It ain't a deal.
Guys, don't jump in your truck yet. If you're looking to invest your money, you still do not have enough information. These 2 methods just tell you to investigate further.
People don't just buy rentals to make money. People buy rentals to build wealth. They're also looking for financial freedom, and with the hopes and dreams to one day live off those returns. When you get real serious about the property, that's when you start looking at cap rate. Cap rate's a little bit more detailed. The cap rate is your annual net operating income divided by your total cost. How do you get your annual net operating income? Well, that's your rent minus everything else that's set for your debt.
My management fees are 12%. That's $7,900 a year. The grass costs us $2,000 a year. I set aside 10% for maintenance. That's $6,600. You will eventually have to replace the roof, the siding, the flooring, HVAC. Be prepared. Our vacancy rate is very low. I keep it at 5%. So that's $3,300. The annual taxes on these are only $7,500. That brings our net annual operating expense to $27,300.
Woo, that net operating income just shrank up big time. It went from $66,000 minus the $27,300 down to $38,700. But guys, we're not done yet. We still got to divide that by the total cost.
The net operating income is $38,700. We divide that by the $325,000 we're asking. That gets us to a 12% cap rate.
With a cap rate, you want to buy it at a higher cap rate, hope to sell it at a lower cap rate. The higher the cap rate, the more money in your pocket. But guys, there's ways to increase those cap rates. Let me show you a couple ways.
One way is to improve your property so you can demand a higher rent. We put new entry doors, new siding, new shingles, and re-insulated attics on all these homes. Not only does this add value to our homes, but also increase the rents by $200 per home. That's $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year.
We call this forced depreciation. Now let me show you NIAF, net income after financing. It's simple. You already did all the work.
First, find you a payment calculator. Our total amount is $325,000. The bank's going to want at least 20% down, so I'm just putting $70,000 in here for a down payment. The rates are anywhere from 7 to 8%, so I'm putting 7.5%. With investments like these, they're generally only financed for 20 years. Your payment's going to be around $2,054 a month.
As I hate to tell you, but the net income after financing don't look too high. With $38,700 NOI minus your $24,000 financing expense, that's going to leave you with $14,700. I just found something else we forgot about earlier. We forgot about insurance. Well, that insurance costs around $6,000 a year. Knock that off there, we're down to $8,700.
Finally, we made it to cash on cash return. This could be the deal breaker. Take your net income after financing and divide that by your down payment. Our number is $8,700 divided by our $70,000 down payment. That gives us a 12% return on our money.
Those duplexes I showed you in the video have gone up in value almost to $999,000. I'm not saying $1 million for you guys no more. I should be charging my clients anywhere from $950 to $1,000 a month. They can't afford that, so I'm not willing to do that. I've had one person move out, honestly, in the past, 2 years, and we went in and renovated that apartment, and now we're getting $950 a month for it. You can get value in the property as well as money coming in every month.